fucking loser.
You live in your mom's basement.
You probably have a 2-inch cock.
You sound like a white guy.
Congratulations.
For what?
You said you got a girlfriend.
You're probably a virgin.
So that's a no for Netflix and chill?
Fuck you.
So I'm curious. Tell me about your show. What do you talk about?
I talk about how women ain't shit.
Oh.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 293rd edition of TSR Primetime, your nightly dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. It is Tuesday, July 10th, 2018. I'm looking at the screen here, and I've got some pretty bad acne going on here. It's actually because I forgot to take my exemestane, which is absolutely necessary when you are on testosterone replacement therapy. Exemestane is what helps you to avoid the side effects like gyno. You don't want to get bitch tits, back acne, facial acne. So, yeah, man, my testosterone is running extremely high, and it is definitely showing in my complexion. But that's what drugs are for. I'm not gonna run my mouth in that regard. We are streaming live simultaneously on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and of course DonovanSharpe.com. 7 different channels across 4 different platforms. So welcome in, everyone. However you guys are watching tonight. Not streaming on Instagram, of course, because I have a guest, as you guys can see over my shoulder. The guy chugging down beers and smoking cigarettes there. I'm going to introduce him in just a second. 914-205-5356 is the number to call. If you want to tell me what's on your mind, get on the show. You can hit us with questions, comments, show ideas, personal stories you'd like to share, or if you'd like to share, or if there's anything else you'd like to get off your chest. Obviously, tonight is an open forum. We're going to talk some red pill politics. If you don't want to chat, or if you don't want to call, you can always chat. It is right next to the video player. If the video is running a little slowly on your end, just click the video link just below the player, and that should do the trick. You guys can follow, add, and like me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just do a quick search for Donovan Sharpe on all 3 platforms. For all things Donovan Sharpe, go to DonovanSharpe.com. There you will find all of my content, which includes all episodes, all appearances, and of course the archive of better than 200 articles I have written for ReturnOfKings.com as well as NegroManosphere.com. And I need to make sure that I am live on my website. That's kind of weird. All right, let's hit the play button. Hang on a second, guys. Got to make sure I'm live on the mothership. Yeah, it says I'm live. I don't know why it's not letting me. Hang on, guys. I see you guys in there for whatever reason. Oh, you know what? I'll bet you I know exactly what the hell is going on. I restarted my computer, and of course the software that I'm using has not. Every once in a while, when I restart my computer, for whatever reason, the software that I'm using throws my live platform offline. So give me 2 seconds, guys. Give me 1 second here, Miami J, and I will get this all squared away. All right. Wow, Brandon, Miami J. Whoa, Brandon Browner. Holy shit, man. Brandon Browner is facing 4 felony charges, including attempted murder. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Miami J. Well, listen, let's go ahead and talk about...
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, listen, I just saw that. Look, while I'm getting this all squared away, what are your thoughts on Shady McCoy and the domestic violence charges that he's facing, dude? Like, dude...
I don't know.
That is... It's unbelievable, right?
Yeah, it's just another... I can hear a bit of an echo, by the way. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Okay, yeah, let me...
I can work through it.
Turn that down there a little bit.
It's probably just the Zeke Elliott situation where there's really nothing there and the league's going to overreact.
You know, the interesting thing is there is obviously the league is facing some the league is definitely facing some consistency issues because Jameis Winston, pretty much admitted that I groped this chick in this Uber ride, and for whatever reason the NFL only gave him a 3-game suspension, whereas Zeke Elliott proclaimed his innocence throughout, and there was even evidence that she may have been bullshitting him, and he still ended up getting 6 games.
I think it's too erratic. I think Goodell's just out of control. They got to come up with their own, one set of standards.
Right.
And just stick to them. It's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. As a Dolphins fan, I'm not going to complain if Shady McCoy gets a few game suspension. but yeah, it's probably bullshit.
Yeah. And I don't listen, man. I'm not here. I think it's pretty obvious at this point that fucking with women, as a professional athlete, that's going to open you up to a lot of things, because women know that in order to, if they want to get back at these professional athletes, particularly NFL guys, all they got to do is say he hit me. Look at the situation with what the hell is the guy's name? Reuben Foster, right? Like his ex-girlfriend says, I am going to end you. I am going to falsely accuse you. I'm going to falsely accuse you of domestic violence, and she damn near ended his career. But she came true in the end. She kept it 100, and she ended up coming in and admitting that I fucking with women. Oh, wait a minute, as a professional athlete, that's going to open you up to a lot of things, because women know that in order to, if they want to get back at these professional athletes, particularly NFL guys, all they got to do is say he hit me.
Where the hell is
look
that
at the
coming
situation
from?
with
Not me.
God, what the hell is the guy's name?
Where
Reuben
the
Foster.
fuck is that coming
Right?
from?
Like his
Hold on.
ex-girlfriend says, I am going to end you. I am going to falsely accuse you.
Hang on.
I'm going to falsely accuse you of domestic violence, and she damn near ended his career.
That's coming from.
But she came true in the end. She kept it 100. And she ended up coming in and admitting that I fucking with women. Oh, wait a minute, as a professional athlete, that's going to open you up to a lot of things, because women know that in order to, if they want to get back at. Okay, there we go. All right.
Yeah, that
was some crazy. It was almost as though I had a. It was weird, man. So, all right, let me open up another browser. Okay. Certainly don't want that. Not my best broadcasting moment, but yeah, it is what it is. Bear with me, guys. Get this all squared away and worked out. Okay, good. So I know I'm live on my website. All right, excellent. All right, perfecto. Excellent. So now what I'm going to do... Okay, so... All right, excellent. So my guest tonight... And I can still hear a bit of an echo. Hopefully it's not too bad. My guest tonight, of course, is Miami J, one of the TSR Towers OGs. Listen, Miami J is as plugged into politics as anyone I know. And, listen, I really wanted you to call in, on Sunday night when I had Jermaine Botti on, because I know you were chomping at the bit. But again, Sunday night doesn't really seem like the kind of night, to do shows anymore. We'll certainly figure that out. But politics and the red pill. What are your thoughts? Because to me, there are certain topics that are inevitable when it comes to politics. And the red pill. And of course, the red pill is now being grouped in with the alt-right. What are your thoughts on the reason why mainstream media wants to group in red pill guys with the alt-right, these incels? And listen, that's that Miami weather going on out there, man.
Yep.
Miami's a jungle. Sure. You're certainly gonna get that stuff. But talk to me about what your thoughts are on that.
So obviously, when you talk red pill and politics, the low-hanging fruit is feminism, right? We all talk about. And last time I was on, we talked mainly about how feminism is just identity politics. But now that I've been going through, my own red pill journey, reading the red pill subreddit and everything, most red pill guys seem to be either full-on pro-Trump, which is all fair and good, or libertarians, which also all fair and good. But I think the red pill is basically about living unconstrained from society, doing what you want to do.
Absolutely. And
government is going to inevitably get in the way of that, which is why I think most red pill guys whether they were Democrats or Republicans before, they'll end up falling on the Republican side of the spectrum,
Right.
or the Libertarian side of the spectrum. I have my own thoughts on libertarianism. I have a lot of libertarian streaks myself, though I am not a libertarian.
Okay.
But, libertarians, I think they need to get their act together as a party to be a viable political movement.
Okay.
Which, that's something a little easier said than done. But yeah, I mean, red pill, like you talk about all the time, it's about living your life without constraints of society. So the government, anything the government does increases its own power unless it's repealing something, which never happens.
Right, of course, and you hit the nail on the head when you said when you talked about constraints. I think one of the standard, I guess one of the standard tropes of the red pill in terms of feminism, and Rouge said it best. Feminism, in a nutshell, they remove all of the sexual constraints from women while putting them on men.
Right.
And I think that I think that also extends not only to sexual restraints, that's also societal restraints, responsibility, etc., etc. And by the way, Soupbone, you're gone, dude. I just banned you from my channel. Listen, you can follow me all over the place.
No.
You can chat and this and that and the other. Anytime I see you in the chat, I'm gonna ban you. So you're gonna have to.
I really hope he calls in Monday.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Soupbone, if you have anything to say, call in. Right? I'm not gonna ban you from the phone lines. 914-205-5356. If you're gonna troll me, fine. I certainly don't mind you trolling me, but you're gonna do it with your voice instead of hiding behind your computer. Let's talk about a hot button issue. I think you probably saw it on the ESPN bottom line and in your updates. The NFLPA the NFLPA has now filed a grievance about the national anthem policy. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts. This was never about the national anthem, right?
No.
So this is all of it. It stems from Colin Kaepernick and his beta ways and giving it to his girlfriend.
Yes.
Now, the NFLPA, they're just answering to their members, to their dues paying members. They're just doing what players supposedly want. I think the problem here lies with the NFL, and we were just talking about it off air about their sexual assault policy.
Yes.
They're way too erratic with all these things. They need to pick a policy and stick with it. They're digging their own grave. It's not the NFLPA's fault. This entire crisis now is not Kaepernick's fault anymore.
Yes.
Especially since last season. Honestly, I think when last season began, nobody was fucking talking about this.
No, they were not.
Barely, maybe one or two players were kneeling and nobody was paying attention to them. Then, and this is one of my main issues with Trump, was he had to go and say something. It stirred everything back up again tenfold.
Yes, of course.
Now, today it's not about the damn national anthem. It's about Black Lives Matter. It's about them believing that they have a right to be heard. You always say that the freedom of speech comes with the burden of responsibility.
That's right.
People don't understand. Yes, you have the right to say whatever the hell you want. You do not have the right to be heard.
Ooh,
you do not have the right to force somebody to listen to you.
There you go.
So when you're denied a forum, you can't complain. You can still go out and say whatever the hell you want, but you have to assume the responsibility, and you can't force anyone to listen. It's just that simple.
Listen, I totally agree, and I know I have my thoughts. What do you think about that? Listen, obviously the national anthem protests in the NFL are about anything but the actual I mean, it's spiraled out of control. But when you when you break it down to its true form, what it was supposed to be about, bringing attention to social issues, police brutality, et cetera. Do you think now? In my mind, listen, I don't have a problem with what Colin Kaepernick did, but guess what? I don't have a problem with the way the NFL reacted. What are your thoughts on? Do you think he did the right thing, or who do you side with? Do you side with Kaepernick and the players, or do you side with the NFL?
Well, I'm a veteran. I'm not one to ever disrespect our flag or the anthem, so I didn't agree with that specifically. But I'll defend his right to protest in any way he wants, for better or for worse, because we have that right as Americans.
Right.
But ultimately, the reaction that matters is not Kaepernick, it's not the NFL, it's not the NFLPA, and it's not ours. It's the fans. the Joes who own their season tickets and go to every game to root for their team, who deep down are red-blooded, God-fearing Americans.
That's exactly
They're
right.
the ones that are not buying season tickets now, which is where the NFL has a huge problem. It's not about Kaepernick. It's not about the NFL. And sure as hell it's not about Roger Goodell.
Oh my God, no. The thing is, I side with Kaepernick and I side with the NFL. Listen, man, listen, I'm a black man, and dude, I mean, I've been racially profiled before, no doubt about it. Dude, I've been pulled over unjustly and this and that and the other. I've certainly had my run-ins with the law. So as far as, and listen, police brutality absolutely exists, and you know, I mean, it's obviously a problem for black men speaking as a black man. So on Kaepernick's side, yeah, listen, I'm all for him protesting. If he wants to bring more attention to it, that's perfectly fine. But by the same token, the NFL has every right to respond the way they're responding. Absolutely. Because here's the thing. People think that the Bill of Rights only applies to them individually as citizens. But what they forget is that your employer also has the freedom to fire you for any reason they choose, right? They have the freedom of speech. They have the freedom of choice. And guess what? So do employers. And if an employer decides, hey, listen, you're hurting my bottom line because you're pissing off the customers, I don't have to sign you. So again, the NFL players, they're barking up the wrong tree here. They're trying to get the owners, and they're trying to get the owners to back off on their new national anthem policy. This isn't a constitutional issue. The NFL and the owners they're within their rights.
Let's talk about the Bill of Rights for a second. The Bill of Rights isn't necessarily delineating every right a citizen has.
Right.
The Bill of Rights, its main purpose is to restrain the government from doing certain things, not private entities and not private individuals. So the NFLPA can censor anybody the hell they want at any time. YouTube can take you off the air anytime they want for any reason.
Of course they can.
But I think when you break it down even further, this is way bigger than Kaepernick. This is way bigger than Black Lives Matter. The professional sports in America are the last true bastion of the free market.
Totally agree.
It's the last place where pure meritocracy matters. If you're better than the guy next to you, you're going to play. He's not.
That's right.
There's no affirmative action. There's no fairness, quote unquote. And Black Lives Matter, or the national anthem protest, all this feminist breast cancer stuff, the wearing pink,
God, Jesus fuck,
all of this is the left's way of seeping into it, because it's the last true bastion of the free market. Look, for better or for worse, there may be an HR department inside the Cleveland Browns, but if Jarvis Landry goes and says something to some girl, they're not going to fire
getting cut off the team, right? He's not getting cut.
Sorry.
Hell no.
Exactly.
That definitely ain't happening. That definitely ain't happening.
So,
and again, feminists realized that, okay, the teams definitely aren't going to discipline their players for quote unquote inappropriate behavior, but they can go to the NFL and Roger Goodell and say, well, look, you take this guy off the field, et cetera, et cetera. And now, of course, Shady McCoy is certainly he's looking down the gun barrel there, man. If
still. Here's the way you know when the left is making true headway in getting into the NFL and into professional sports is when you start seeing quotas for female referees. That's coming in the next 5 years. I guarantee it.
Oh, no, dude, don't tell me that. But listen, you're right. Listen, I'm watching the NBA Summer League, and I'm seeing fucking female referees all over the place. I'm like, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me, man.
Yeah.
That's dude, I wrote an article on Return of Kings years ago called "The NFL, continues its white knighting by hiring its first female referee full time, Sarah Thomas." And I'm thinking to myself, "Oh my god!" It's just unbelievable. Hashim 305 says they can go after the sponsors too. That's an interesting thought because again, Jamel Hill got suspended from ESPN because she's a dumbass. She was literally telling people on Twitter, go after the sponsors. You fucking you stupid fucking
follow the
bitch.
money.
Dude, listen. Of course they suspended her. She works for ESPN and she works for ESPN, who has a contract with the NFL. So if you're telling the NFL fans to boycott the sponsors because Jerry Jones said some shit that you didn't agree with, you're literally taking money out of your employer's pocket. They had to suspend her. And if not for a contract, they'd probably fire her. Because, dude, she is unbearable. Like, all she wants to do is talk about race in sports. Listen, Listen. I just don't have time for that stuff. It's all about it's all about racism and feminism. It's just getting on my nerves.
Yeah, most females who work in ESPN or Fox Sports or whatever, they think they're owed a place in the sports world,
right?
When they've never played a sport in their life. They got a journalism degree from Vassar College, I don't know, wherever, and they like sports, so they think they can get into this world, and they think they're owed something because they're women. I'm sorry, you've never played the game. Even if you have, you probably never even played at a professional level. The only female commentators or anything that I truly respect or listen to for their expertise are female soccer commentators. Somebody like a Mia Hamm, who won a World Cup.
Yes.
She might know a little bit something about soccer. But now they got I'm watching the World Cup, and they got these female commentators in Spanish.
Oh my God, dude.
And these women who honestly have done nothing but be born with a nice pair of tits. Like on air talking about Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh my God.
What the hell do you know?
Like, listen, Rosie Perez is now breaking down prize fights on
exactly.
Like it's like what qualifies her to be a boxing expert? What, she likes boxing?
Nothing.
Like, get out of here. Now here's the thing. Now, I'm not against females being a part of sports, okay? And listen, I don't mind if there are female sports anchors or female sideline reporters. They are paid to report the facts and look good. Where I draw the line is where now we're paying attention to female opinions, right? When we have females on Pardon the Interruption, Around the Horn, I don't give a fuck what your opinion is, sweetheart. Like that, because again, the female opinion is irrelevant as far as sports. And women, and again, ESPN, they're the ringleader. They have, unfortunately for them, they have given women the impression that they matter. Women don't fucking matter. 99.9% of sports spectators are men. So you can go after Gillette. Or you can go after, what was it, Dannon Yogurt? I think Cam Newton lost his Dannon Yogurt, whatever. You can go after the female sponsors. Dudes aren't going to stop buying Gillette. They're not going to stop buying razors. They're not going to stop buying beer. They're not going to stop buying trucks because somebody got offended. You think anybody was
going to stop buying Dannon Yogurt because Cam Newton said something?
Of course not. But Dannon had to do this because he questioned the female. You are watching TSR Primetime with special guest Miami J. If you are watching on give me a second. If you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter, come on over to donovansharpe.com to watch the remainder of the episode. Kaleem Denmark says, Donovan, you might be out of pocket if they're qualified. Hold on a second. Hang on a second. This person, he says, if they're qualified, they're qualified. No, I'm not out of pocket. No. He tells me I might be. I hope that I can't tell if this is a man or a woman, but for somebody to tell me I'm out of pocket to talk if they're qualified, they're qualified. No. Check this out, bruh. This is, how can I put this? I'm trying to put this the simplest way I could. As a man, as a male sports fan, as a man who's a sports fan with red pill awareness, I am not interested in I'm not interested in the female opinion of sports. Okay, if Susie Kolber wants to host NFL Live, no problem, because she's not giving her opinion. If if Nicole Briscoe wants to host Sports Center, I got no problem. She's not paid for her opinion. She's paid to read the teleprompter. Show her big. Okay, he said no disrespect, no problem. Just don't tell me I'm out of pocket. But again, if they're paid to look good and report the facts, I got no problem. The hot female sideline reporter, I just talked to Mike Tomlin and Ben Roethlisberger's ankle looks like it's going to be okay. He's going to return for the second half. I got no problem with that. But when you start giving women platforms to voice their opinions on sports, no. Listen, females are not qualified to give opinions on male activities. Period.
Let me give you a little anecdote here. So, like I said, I've been watching the World Cup on freaking Telemundo, which you say ESPN is the ringleader. You should try Telemundo sometime.
Oh, what?
It is hilarious. There's nothing cheaper in the world than Hispanic television. I'll tell you that right now. And I'm a Hispanic. So
shit. Okay, all right.
They will have a couch of discussion. It is literally 5 women, huge fucking breasts, gorgeous women.
Of course, dude. Yeah.
Wearing absolutely nothing. Literally, you can tell they're reading a script.
every like 30 minutes or so, one of them will go off script and just say something completely stupid, and the others will just look at her like
what the fuck are you doing? Shit?
Yeah,
Like, you better stay here and get this
it's so
goddamn
obvious
money.
that they just went off script. It is hilarious. If anybody out there can understand Spanish, go watch Telemundo. Tomorrow there's a World Cup game.
Listen. It doesn't sound like you have to know Spanish to be motivated to watch Telemundo.
Hell no.
Again, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, come on over to DonovanSharpe.com to watch the remainder of the episode. Again, my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter audiences, come on over to DonovanSharpe.com to watch the rest of TSR Primetime. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate the comments, and I will see you guys over here on DonovanSharpe.com. Just got an excellent comment. He said, "Get that bitch Michelle Beadle off the air." Dude, I can't. And listen, man.
Which one's Michelle Beadle?
Michelle, oh my dude, she's the one who hosts Get Up. She's on that new show Get Up on ESPN. Comes on at 7 a.m. It's Mike Greenberg, Michelle Beadle, Jalen Rose, and